Yo, so sick Nash fan back, and this time we got Andy Bogart. Man, this character is fire. I'm definitely liking this character. I'm definitely about to add him to my arsenal of characters. I want to compete with this character because, yeah, he's looking pretty strong. All of his tools, I like the way his tool set works. He's a very offensive character. He can open even the most defensive player up, so I definitely like that. And he can still go to the mid-range game and kind of play a lame game because of all of his tools. He can hit you from full screen at any point in time, so he's like a threat anywhere on the screen. So that's like really dope. But let's get into it. So now when I want to talk about Andy's normals, his far A is going to be like really good. Like it's really good. So when he's three chaining you, like you see the distance that it puts you at, his far A is actually +1, which is like really good. It puts you at a really good distance, and you could just go into an elbow easily. So if I do this, I'm +1, right? So I could be +1 right here, and then I'm still in a range for my far B to connect, which is really good. So right here, and with that, far B does have a target combo, far B into D, and you can actually just rev blow cancel if you have your rev blow available. So it puts you at the perfect spacing on like a three chain, like, and that's something I really do like about him. So now, same thing, like I said, his far B is very good because it's like that perfect spacing, and it does have a target combo attached. And even if you didn't want to rev blow, like -6. So -6 with pushback is like super goated, because it's just that perfect spacing. Now, when we talk about his far C, on surface level, I actually thought it was bad. Then I started thinking about all of the possibilities with the button, and it's nowhere near bad. So with this move, it is 12 frames, so it is a lot slower. It's only -4, so you're not really going to get punished unless the character has a crouching A or like a crouching B that would reach. But most crouching A's are not 4. It's only a few characters with crouching A's that are actually 4 when we are standing right in front of Hokutomaru. But with this being said, this move is going to be a primary whiff punish button. So like I'm going to have Hokuto with his crouching C. All of the people in my video know that this move is super demonic. Like crouching C, Hokutomaru spam this move, including myself. I press it a lot, right? However, Andy can easily whiff punish this move. And then because it's +21 on hit, you can just dash up and get a full combo route. So as you see, you definitely do not want to whiff against this character. So he can hit you from a far distance with his far C. So basically you want to space out moves and kind of like wait your turn. If somebody whiffs, you want to basically delete their life bar. Far D is going to be mostly like for a short hop. Like if somebody short hops or even a full jump, you can basically anti-air with his far D. So that's going to be one of those moves that you can use occasionally. Like if you feel like your opponent is going to like short hop or jump, you could use that as an alternative rather than like, you know, trying to universal anti-air or DP. So it's just another option, like not something that you necessarily need, but you should definitely know how to use the move. Now let's talk about his close normals. Now his close A is +1, which is really good. He has a very fast close A, 4 frames. Close stand B is +3, so it reminds me of Janae's how when you do the knee, you can actually go into a close stand C for a frame trap or a combo. So he does have that luxury. So his close stand B is going to be pretty critical. Close stand C, while it might say -8, it is a 6 frame move, and if you feint it, he's +2. So like that's really good. Also, close stand D +4. So all of his close standing attacks are actually plus. So like I said before earlier in the video, opening the opponent up with him is going to be super easy because all of his moves are plus. So if your opponent opts to press a button, they are definitely going to get deleted. I'm going to talk a little bit about his crouching buttons. I didn't go too far into those, but his crouching B, the only problem with it, it is a low, but you can't really chain like crouch B, stand B, or crouch B, stand A. So that's kind of weak on the weaker end. But he can just do one low. But you know, like Hokutomaru can literally just chain your ankles with crouch B, stand B, which is like really powerful because, you know, if you try to walk back, you get hit and you just get into a full confirm. Andy does not have that, so that's a little on the weaker end. But that doesn't make him a bad character because he doesn't have that, because he has so many other options to open you up. He does have a decent sweep. It's okay. Like I said, sweeps aren't as great in this game. They're more or less like for whip punters to get like a hard knockdown, but they're just not safe in this game. So when you do press sweep, it's super committal and you could actually lose the game because of it. Now his crouching C is actually really good because it's feinted. When like feinted is neutral, so it has really decent range and easily hit confirmable. So I feel like his crouch C is going to be the main primary button that we're going to press at neutral when we're trying to like counter poke or fish for a hit just in general. I do want to talk a bit about his rev blow because his rev blow is pretty interesting, especially the aerial version. Now the grounded version, it's a little slower, but has a decent range. And then the aerial version almost feels like a homing in dive kick. It feels really weird. Like you would have to test it out yourself, but the aerial version I think is actually pretty good, especially if you jump over like a projectile or something. The ability for it to just kind of like home in on you from the air is pretty good. And like I showed before, he does have a target combo with B to D, like far B to D, and then he has a jumping target combo as well with his AC. Now, before I get into the special moves, I actually want to show y'all some of the combos I've come up with so far. Of course, these are not going to be like super optimal because the character just came out, but I just kind of want to show you some of the things that you can do, especially with his feints. So those are going to be some like staple, like easy B&Bs that you can just kind of like literally get on the character right now and just do. He has very easy combos, so he's not going to feel like hard to play at all. He's gonna feel very simple. If you played Hokutomaru, you would kind of feel at home, I'm not gonna lie, but some of his routing is just different because of the different breaks and like how his break kick works versus how Hokutomaru's break kick works. All right, so let's get into Andy's special moves. So first and foremost, he does have a projectile, quarter circle back A. So the thing about this projectile, it does not go full screen at all. So as you see, it's kind of like a mid-range fireball, and then the C version goes further, but still, it does not go full screen. So you can use these in like mid-range pokes, which is like pretty good, I would say, especially keeping your opponent at a distance with the fireball and kind of making your opponent want to jump is going to be critical, and he can fake it. So faking a fireball is always good to make your opponent jump and try to get you more damage. Now, when you enhance it with the EX, it's like this orb that explodes, like, and that move is like super good because on block it's like Omega plus. So it's gonna be like an easy pressure tool. So I can do something like this, and then I'm +4 right here, so like, you know, you can play around with the frame data, or I could do something like this, and then try to go for a frame trap. So I think that that move is like really, really insanely good. He also has an air fireball, same thing. And the air fireball is like, it's kind of ridiculous because with him, how he works, it means you can just jump in at your opponent. Because if they try to, you know, hit you with a universal anti-air, or if they try to uppercut break you, you can just throw the fireball and it'll hit them out of their animation and hit on counter hit. So that's really good. He's pretty tricky in the air because he can throw off his air trajectory, and then that just means he'll be able to jump a lot more because the air fireball exists. And I do want to show y'all something that I did come up with that I actually found in the corner. Meaty fireball setups. So as you know, with Hokutomaru actually has the same thing. Not as plus, but basically the same concept. Andy's is very easy to time though, because Andy's hits automatically. It just hits meaty automatically. So all you have to do is throw your opponent and then just do a fireball immediately, and you will be plus. So that means that he's very scary in the corner because he can activate a throw loop on you. So that is going to be like a huge thing about Andy's gameplay, is pushing your opponent to the corner and starting your throw loop and trying to open them up. Kind of like similar to like how Ronaldo works in the corner with the soccer ball throw loop. Yeah, Andy is going to be able to do that as well with his aerial projectile. And in the air, he can also do a orb in the air. It's used mostly in combos as well, but it can be used in like pressure because you can backdash and do orb, and it's still plus. So backdash or +3. So you can use that as like a shimmy. You can use that in so many ways. There's so many ways that we can get creative with that move, but that's just a early option that I see right now. Now, of course, Andy comes with his traditional elbow, only -3 on block. The C version is -5, but it does come with a few follow-ups if you press forward and C, or you do the low. With D, it will be -5 or -6. So those are going to be like enders. You're not going to want to like do those on block because of course you're going to get punished, but you have an option as an ender. So like if you do hit the opponent, you can go for a palm or you can go for a low. So that's pretty cool. So then if you do the EX version, like I showed before, same thing. It'll just grant you a hard knockdown. But that's basically going to be how you're going to start a lot of his combos, especially off of his break kick. That's how you're going to launch your opponent in the air. Just like that. So basically you're going to launch your opponent in the air off the break kick, and then you're going to use the EX elbow in combos. Now you could definitely use the EX elbow on block, because if you do it on block, you could just easily cancel into like his orb fireball and be +4. So it's going to be a way that you could kind of like, you know, I know a lot of people hate when you say this, but it's going to be a way to kind of like skip the neutral and get right to your opponent and start the match. Next special move would be his twirl kicks. Again, another classic Andy attack. Now this move, as you see, -6. It is slower, so it's not like Hoku's where you can like combo into it off of like every launch. It's a lot slower, so you're not really going to be comboing into it off of every launch, but he can do it in launch combos. You just have to pick the right routing, especially like the EX version. Then he has a heavier version, still -6, and then the EX version, which does have like a follow-up when it hits you. As you see, he does like a flame follow-up at the end, and you can super. Now, depending on the juggle route, it's going to give you a different combo, because like off of that route, it didn't, all the hits did not connect. So you would want all the hits to connect in the kick. So you would want it more so to connect like that rather than the other way where like all the kicks don't connect and the end kick hits and then your combo is just scaled and messed up in general. But you can super at the end of that combo. So Andy does come with the uppercut, traditional uppercut, which is going to be good because he can break it. It's just going to be a staple anti-air. He can combo into DP break off of lights into another EX, so that's like very good too. So an easy way to like hit your opponent for like mashing, trying to hold up or whatever. So the DP is going to be a staple in his combo because when he brings you back to the ground, he could do another EX move. So that's going to be good, a good way to like cash out a lot of your damage, especially like early on in routes. So you might want to do, you know, elbow, uppercut, orb super, and it's going to do a lot of damage. And then Andy's last special move is gonna be this like ninja flip where he has a lot of options out of it to open his opponent up. So it's gonna be quarter circle back B or D. He goes a little further with the D version. So if you press A, he actually command grabs you, which is pretty sick. So he can definitely open you up easily with the command grab because it doesn't really have much recovery on whiff. Even when you whiff it, like as you see, like I'm just holding up and he like kind of recovered almost instantly. So even if you miss it, it's not like the end of the world. Now a person could wild punish you, but they would have to be like on like super on point to wild punish you. Now he does have an axe kick if you press B, which is very good. Like you saw, like it's +5 at the probably like lowest height that you can use it, and that move could be really good to catch a person like teching throw. So if you feel like a person was gonna tech throw, that could be a very, very good shimmy. Make Hoku tech throw right here. Right there was wild punish +3, but if I do it a little later, it was +11, which is like crazy. So I got 554 literally off of a throw tech bait. So like, yeah, that move is gonna be like super good to hit people that like to throw tech. So he's going to have this version, which is the C version, but as you see, it's missing because it's an actual cross up. So you would have to do the D version, and then as you see, he will like cross the opponent up with a chop. So that's another move that you could use like as kind of like a it's like a cross up, but you could also use it as a shimmy. Like if you walk up to the opponent, walk back, and then do it like pretty late. So it's just like another way to get kind of like tricky with him and like hit the opponent and like catch them off guard because you're crossing them up. And if you press the D version, he'll actually do a slide. Now the slide is just to throw off the opponent from having to block like this, because this is an overhead. This is not an overhead, this is a mid, but this is an overhead, so it would be a mix up between the overhead kick or the low. Now the problem with that is like you would talk about the risk reward, right? So if they block that low, it's only -4. So you are probably going to get punished by like a close standing A or like a crouching A combo, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not like you're not going to lose the game because of it unless you're like super low on life. So it's something that you could throw out potentially. Now, the EX version, my man turns into smoke and just teleports towards you, which is like actually crazy because it's going to be used primarily, especially to navigate the screen and get around projectiles. So if Hoku is throwing, you know, shurikens and you're over here, you can immediately punish him. And right there, you're +8, and you're still in close proximity for close stand C, so you could get a big combo. And he can also do the C version and just like literally teleport behind you. So yeah, he the fact that you really can't zone this character is kind of insane. Like he has a lot of like anti-zone tactics because he can immediately just teleport to you and get a wild punish and delete your life bar. So it's going to be pretty tricky to try to keep him out, especially if you are a Hokutomaru player trying to, you know, run and throw shurikens. Yeah, it might not be a good idea against Andy. All right, so let's talk about his supers. Now, his quarter circle 4A is going to be the primary combo super you're going to do because it does the most damage. Clocking it at 230. The B version does 200 even, but that version is actually invul. So that's the version you will want to wake up in, like if you feel threatened and you don't want to uppercut and you feel like you want to put a little more damage on the table, that is the version you would go for. Now when we talk about the C and D version, both are going to be invul. That does 320. And that does 290. So both versions, like I said, are going to be invul, so you can use them to definitely go through some projectiles at mid-range if you need to. But if you wanted to wake up and potentially win the game or just tack on a little more damage, those are the versions you would go for. All in all, I would say Andy Bogard is looking like a very strong character. I could definitely see him dominating the meta. He does really good damage, especially when more people come up with setups, because like I said, the character just dropped and I just wanted to show y'all some of the things he can do and help a lot of players that, you know, might be lost on, you know, his overall game plan. But what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to play pesky, you're going to want to play annoying, you're going to want to get in there with all of his plus frames and just open your opponent up and keep them guessing, especially in the corner with his throw loop. Thank y'all for watching this Andy Bogard beginner's guide. Until next time, peeps. Peace.